Hope everybody's summer's going all right. Good. Well, I mean, last time that I was here, I talked a lot about our assistant coaches, and here to talk about Jordan and his performance over in Africa a couple weeks back, or the last couple weeks, I should say. So I'm excited to get him back here, but I know he had a tremendous experience and one that doesn't go unnoticed by our coaching staff. He's put a lot of hard work, in this off season, like a lot of our guys have, and to be able to go over internationally and have that experience and also play really, really well.
What did it mean to you be a member of that team?
It meant a lot, especially I was playing for my dad, so that was, a big thing for me. I never played for him before, so, it was a really great experience being able to play for the country and play for the guys on my team as well. I had some former NBA players on the team, and it was just a good experience. I got to learn from them a lot in the 2 weeks I was over there.
What did you take most from them?
They just taught me some stuff as far as like IQ and how to, process the game, especially being over there. They gave me tips, every day when it came to, whether it's, reading plays or understanding some things on defense. So, it was a good 2 weeks.
You mentioned playing a complete game. How much of this summer is about rounding out the rest of your games, not just being there as a shooter?
That plays a big part in all of it. This summer, whole new coaching staff here, and obviously playing in Africa, they're gonna get me right. We're just working hard every day. They're gonna get to learn and understand the concepts to become, more of a complete player and more than just that shooter.
What was it playing for your dad? Did you guys kind of have that in mind, that this would be kind of a cool opportunity to do that, and what was it like?
It was a little tough at first. Everybody was didn't know how good I was, so it was more of a, you're just on a team because your dad is a coach. But, by the end of the time I was there, I think I had proven that I wasn't just there because my dad was a coach. So, it was a good opportunity for me.
Could you tell a difference in yourself physically, have a different off-season strength program here and then playing in, like you said, a league that was more physical?
Yeah, definitely. It's a difference for sure. Coach Kettler came in, is doing a great job with all of us, and Coach G did a great job, and Coach Kettler's just carrying that on with us. He's done a great job with us so far. Have a lift again today at 12:30. So I'm sure by the beginning of this season we're all going to be ready.
Jordan, do you, obviously now your focus is on here, but will you play for your dad again at some other event next summer, or kind of what's the game plan now? Will you do anything else with the Nigerian team?
I know they have they made it to the next qualifying stage, but obviously I'm going to be here with the team, so I'm not going to go back, at least not for the rest of this year. I'm sure I'm not going back to play for the Nigerian team. Maybe next summer, I don't know what's going to go on with that. I know next summer I think that's the World Championship next summer. So, I don't know what's going to go on with that. It all depends on, everything that happens this year.
But you would go if the opportunity presented itself.
It all depends on what's going on here with some workouts and stuff like that.
Experience for Jordan. I think, he used the word physical and tough an awful lot during his answers. I think anytime you can play internationally, you're going to play against men. You're going to play against guys that are 30 years old, have a family and kids, and you better be physical. And, I think the one thing that I was really excited about, I know Jordan can score the ball. I know we all know he can shoot the ball, but to rebound the way he did at the international level, to almost average double-figure rebounds, says a lot about his capabilities as an overall player, and as you guys mentioned before, not just a shooter. I certainly don't see Jordan as just a shooter. I think he's obviously a tremendous shooter, but he has so much more to his game than just shooting the ball. And I want our guys to be tough. I want them to be physical. Somebody said the word big. We don't aim to get our guys big. We aim to get them stronger. And I think that's what Coach Kettler puts his focus into with our guys, is getting them stronger. He obviously came from a place at West Virginia where they weren't stuck in mud in the half court. They played full court basketball. They pressed. They were as physical as any teams in the country. So I think there's a little bit of misnomer when you start to think that Coach Mack just wants his guys bigger and we're not going to be able to get up and down the floor. And there's so many timeouts now between TV timeouts and coach called timeouts that I think there's ample time for your guys to rest and be able to recover and play fast and play the way we want to, an aggressive attacking style.
Chris, what went into bringing a Coy back? I mean, it's rare that you see a guy who transfers a place come back to that place.
Well, I think he had a fondness for Louisville. You know, the school, the city, you know, fellow students. You know, he's had a wild ride, to say the least. But, you know, in Okoye, we felt like if we could get him healthy enough to get through a season, you know, he can help us. You know, he's a guy that I think is willing to do the dirty work. He's a much better player than he was when he was a freshman, like most guys that are, you know, in their later years in college, and he's in his very, very late years. You know, we don't need him to be Shaquille O'Neal. We need him to grab some rebounds. We need him to be able to play post defense. And again, I think anytime you can add an experienced front court player, you know, we want to do that. So, you know, again, we're going to play a lot differently. I think, you know, I think Jordan sort of talked about offensively being more of a 4-out, 1-in. I think a lot of, you know, college basketball and even NBA have gone to that, you know, 4-guard type of look. So again, Okoye's, you know, contributions will be up to him. We got to make sure he's healthy enough.
Chris, what have you seen from DJ King on the court?
Well, I think he's gotten tougher. He's gotten stronger. I think he's playing a little bit more with a chip on his shoulder, you know, than he has in the past. He needs to. He's one of our more experienced players. You know, we have to, you know, get VJ to the point where he feels like he's one of the best players on the floor every time he steps on the floor. And I don't think that's something that he could say in his first couple of years. He's still not perfect, but nobody puts in more work than VJ. I'd like to think that he can help us on the glass more than he has in the past. His rebounding numbers haven't been what they need to be. I think he needs to be a guy that, you know, can be as versatile of a defender on our team as there is. And he needs to shoot a higher percentage from the floor. And that all starts with taking better shots.
Is the roster complete at this point for the upcoming year, or are you still working on that?
You know as much as I do when it comes to that. You know, we have open scholarships, so it may look the same when fall starts, and it may look different. And it's not something that, you know, I have up my sleeve, but we're never going to stop looking at options to see if, you know, our team can be better than maybe it was the day before. Matt Hanna,
yeah.
We added and subtracted Matt Hanna. So Matt Hanna's no longer a part of our team. And he didn't do anything other than he got here and realized he didn't want to sit out a year. So it was the quickest global basketball tenure I've ever.
Did he not know the rule?
He knew the rule. You have to ask Matt. I guess I'd start off with, you know, Christian Cunningham, who's been with us the longest in terms of not being a returning player. He transferred from Sanford, you know, where he was the all-time assist leader in school history in just a little bit over 3 years. In the senior year, he got mono. And CC, as we call him, he's been awesome. You know, I think he's a guy that isn't going to blow you away with his athleticism. He plays with great pace. You know, I think he has an unselfishness about him. He'll make the right play like any good point guard does. I think his challenge is, you know, his size, but you know, you feel really comfortable when CeCe's on the court that he's going to make the right decision. You know, his running mate, so to speak, Quan Four, who transferred from the University of Richmond, you know, is really explosive. You know, he's not the biggest guy in the world. I think he's capable of playing any position in the backcourt, but he is very quick. He is very explosive. And, you know, he's not the greatest shooter on our team, but he's a guy that can use his athleticism on both ends of the floor. I think he'll certainly be challenged, you know, as a defender this coming year. We're going to put him up to that challenge. I think he's a guy that can keep the ball in front of him. Again, he moves his feet extremely well, and he's strong. strong for his size. And then Okoye is obviously the guy we just talked about a whole lot. And his travels have been well documented. I think Okoye can bring, more interior presence on both ends of the floor for us. And, we've added a walk-on in Wyatt Battle, and Wyatt played at Pikeville High School and led his team to a nice little run, the Sweet 16. And, Wyatt's, like a lot of freshmen, just sort of learning his way. So, he's a good athlete and coachable kid. So I've enjoyed having him so far, but he's only been here 7 days. Hopefully his time with us will be a little bit longer than Matt Haynes.